Without motivation, people would most likely be very cold, very hungry, very lonely, and in reality, we would cease to exist as a species since no one would be motivated to seek out others to create, well, more of us. Motivation is the why of why we do something, anything, or even nothing. Motivation is the reason someone purposefully acts or behaves when there's a choice or decision to be made. Motivation is also about our behavior and how we purposefully act when faced with situations and challenges that we've had past experiences with or are familiar with. In some situations, our actions are not purposeful, but are automatic based on an instinct to survive, stay warm, cool down, drink, and eat. Imagine a time before the invention of cell phones or the internet to look for survival advice. You're stuck out in the rain. You're wet, cold, tired, hungry, and alone. What do? Without motivation to survive and do nothing, well, the end is near. The motivation for self-preservation should be a high priority when faced with life or death situations. We'll skip the need to have advanced survival skills for this scenario. By being motivated to stay alive, you just need to set a few short-term goals and 1 or 2 long-term goals. The first goal is that you need to get out of the cold rain. Your motivation to find shelter and get dried off is most likely from a basic sense of self-preservation and the need to be comfortable. You also know that once you're dry, you need to get warmer, your second goal. The motivation to keep our bodies at a certain temperature is a great motivator out of the need for comfort. Once dry and warm, you can start to go about how to meet your third goal, finding food. But first, you need to rest and regain the necessary energy to go out and get that food. By taking short breaks from our normal daily work schedule, it can provide us the time to re-energize our mind and body to be able to better focus on our goals. That is, in essence, giving us time to build up our motivation through commitment to do something. Remember, for this scenario, you're in the past, before fast food chain restaurants were invented, so be prepared for failure. Don't underestimate that failure can actually be a good thing, but only if that failure provides a learning moment of what not to do. Sometimes failure can increase our motivation to succeed depending on our attitude on how we view our failures. Learn from your mistakes and don't repeat them. The long-term goals come after you're warm, dry, and fed. The first long-term goal is to continue to survive. The second long-term goal is that you don't want to be alone. The motivation to have other people in your life means you won't have to try and catch that fast food alone, and of course, there'll be someone else to hang out with when you need that extra support the most. Your performance in taking action, preferably the best action, can lead to an increased chance that you will succeed. This success can have a major impact on your future motivation when faced with less challenging yet critical decisions on how to act and behave. Motivation has many variations in how we each develop it, keep it, and apply it because of our unique individual differences with our own personal agendas, goals, wants, and needs. When watching your favorite sports team compete, you might notice that as a team, they're motivated to win. But when you look closer, you may notice that 1 or 2 individuals seem to be at a higher or perhaps lower level of motivation through their behavior and actions. When a group of people have a common goal to succeed, their motivation appears to be contagious. What we don't see is how each individual operates at their own level because not everyone has the same physical or mental abilities, wants, needs, and goals. There are countless times that when an entire community is threatened or ravaged by a natural disaster, people work together to solve problems that impact their property and lives. What we don't see is the motives behind why they're behaving or acting the way they do. In other words, why are they doing what they do? While other people are truly motivated to helping everyone impacted by the event, regardless of what becomes of their own property. Even when faced with something we don't want to act on, but know we have to, we may be momentarily highly motivated to get through the situation quickly just to get it over with. Any motivation is good motivation that can be built upon to grow and be used to get us what we want or what we need to do. In the next video in our motivational series, we're going to look at how motivation affects and works with our actions, our wants or desires, and our needs in relationship to our goals.